Hey guys, it's Lucas Sharp here. Got my Tennessee shirt on. Back again with another video. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a little while. I've just been dealing with school and I've had to deal with work. Sorry. I haven't uploaded in like, 1 or 2 months. I'm sorry about that. But we are 1 week away till the boys are back. Till the future national champs. I'm just kidding. We're not winning the national championship, but oh my goodness, I would love it if we did. But we aren't. Man. One day, though. One day. Man. But yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been uploading in a while. Was trying to upload videos. I just couldn't find the encouragement to do so. But I'm just feeling hyped right now. I finally have the encouragement because we are 1 week away till Tennessee football is back. We are exactly 1 week away until Tennessee beats the absolute dog crap out of Ball State. Yeah, excuse me. But, man, I have some things I want to talk about. Well, I'll try to tell you guys my predictions for Tennessee. And I'll tell you what's been going on. So, as of late, USC is being a little, you know what, jerks. They won't sign the NPO to bring Bru McCoy, to let Bru McCoy play at Tennessee. Just sign the NPO. Why? Let Bru McCoy play. You say you wish the best for him. All you have to do is take like 10 seconds to sign a paper, and you refuse to do it. It's absolutely embarrassing. I hope USC sucks this year. I honestly hope they do. And I hope they suck. I hope it's karma for them for not letting Bru McCoy play this year. I hope USC sucks this year. And over the last week or two, has really joined Tennessee and Oklahoma fans in hating Lincoln Riley. Man, remember that? Anybody remember that song Hotel California, where the line is, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. That's with USC, with Bru McCoy and USC right now. Bru McCoy is stuck in Hotel California. And we're trying to get him out. Believe me. Fall Twitter especially is trying to get USC to sign the NPO. All they've just been doing is just raiding USC's Twitter's account and telling them to sign the NPO, which I don't blame them. Bru McCoy should be able to play. And USC fans are just like, ooh, Bru McCoy ain't even that good. Why do you guys are so trash? Why do you want him? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Do you not see what we did with your former receiver in Velus Jones? Hate to tell you, but he was like a 5th round pick. I mean, listen. Being a 5th, you could say, oh, he was just a 5th round pick. But the thing is, if he would have stayed at USC, he wouldn't have been drafted. Just the honest truth. If Velus would have stayed at USC, he wouldn't have been drafted. Velus made the best decision of his life, leaving USC and coming to Tennessee. And we're probably about to do the same with Bru McCoy. If he signed the NPO, because Bru McCoy, he's going to shine here in Tennessee, especially in this offense. But you won't let him. Just sign the NPO. That's all we want. So, yeah. I do think Tennessee does have a chance to be a really, really good team this year. A lot of people are actually kind of high on Tennessee this year. No, they aren't saying that Tennessee's going to win the Natty or make the playoffs or win the SEC or win the SEC East. But they are thinking that Tennessee could have a better year this year than they have in a lot of recent years past. People are saying that Tennessee could possibly have the first ever 10-win season they have had since 2007 this year, which is believable. Don't get me wrong. I do think it could be possible. Because look at all their games. I think every single game, in my opinion, is winnable, except for the Alabama and Georgia game. You know what? I'm going to go bold prediction game. Bold prediction. I do think every single game is possibly winnable, but let's be honest, we're not going to win all of them. We're not. And you know what's crazy? This season, people are so high on Tennessee that people are actually predicting Tennessee to upset Bama this year. I've actually also seen some people predict Tennessee to upset Georgia as well. Which, don't get me wrong, I would love to beat either Bama or Georgia. If Tennessee was to go like 10-2 with beating Bama or Georgia, I would take that season, especially if it was Bama. If we do that, I'd consider that a good season. But I honestly don't think we're going to beat Bama or Georgia this year. But I do think that Tennessee could go like 10-2 with losses to Bama and Georgia. You know what's? I don't know why people are making fun of Tennessee fans for predicting 10-2. People saying that we're delusional, saying that we'll never learn or anything. I don't know what's so delusional about picking 10-2. There are 10 games on that schedule that are definitely winnable. I mean, but do I think we're going to go 10-2? To be honest with you, no. I don't think we're going to go 10-2. If you had to ask me what my predictions are, well, Ball State week 1, that's a win. So, and then Pitt on the road at Pitt, that could be a tricky one. But I do think we get the win there. I mean, Pitt, they're losing Jordan Addison, who was the Biletnikoff Award winner last year, and they're losing Kenny Pickett, who was a Heisman finalist last season. And Keaton Slovis, he might be, he's a okay quarterback, but he's no Pickett. He is no Pickett. Their defense, though, is actually going to be pretty good, but I think we'll find a way to get past it. So, yeah, I think 2-0. I think we beat Pitt. Then week 3, Akron, destruction, 3-0. Then home against Florida. Listen, we haven't beaten Florida. Florida's like 16-17 against us. It's like 16-1 against us in the last 17 games or something like that. Something like that. The last 2 times Tennessee has beaten Tennessee was back in 2016 and 2004. Those were the last 2 times Tennessee has beaten Florida in football. But Florida, they have a new coach in Billy Napier. Don't get me, he might have them heading in the right direction. He is actually recruiting pretty well. But I do think that Florida is not going to get the win here. You can call me biased. I don't care. I do think Tennessee will be a better team than Florida this year. Anthony Richardson, I don't know about him. He hasn't really proved anything. But could Tennessee lose this game? Possibly. But I honestly kind of don't see us losing. I think Tennessee gets the win here. If Tennessee doesn't win this game against Florida, what's that going to say about Josh Heupel? What is he going to say about Josh Heupel? Because Tennessee, let's be honest, everybody and their brother knows that Tennessee will be a better team than Florida this year. Everybody knows. Even Florida fans are admitting that Tennessee will be a better team than them this year. I mean, not all of them, but some of them. Some of them are actually admitting that Tennessee will be a better team than them this year. And we should beat Florida. We should. We should beat Florida. If we don't, I'm going to be very upset, and Vol Nation's going to be upset. And that might leave some question marks about Josh Heupel. But could you imagine if Tennessee does, in fact, beat Florida? Well, Florida fans, I feel like, are going to go after Billy Napier's head if they lose to Tennessee in Billy Napier's first year. People, if that actually happens, Florida fans will already start calling for Billy Napier's head. Florida could actually start off 1-3 if you think about it. But you know what? We're not going to get into that. This is a Tennessee video. But seriously, Florida could actually start the season 1-3. Look at their schedule. Look at their schedule. But like I said, this is a Tennessee video, not a Florida video. And Florida, go screw yourselves. Next week, Tennessee plays on the road at LSU. So Tennessee will be heading into this game 4-0, in my opinion. I think they'll be heading into this game 4-0. I do think we could win this game. It would not shock me at all if we won this game. It wouldn't shock me at all if LSU actually won this game either. And to be honest with you, I actually do think LSU beats us. I actually do. But, I mean, listen. People can talk crap about LSU all they want. Especially if it's a night game, especially at LSU, it's going to be tough. And LSU recruits every single year. LSU is a good team. And Brian Kelly is definitely a good coach, in my opinion. And this actually kind of seems like the kind of game that Tennessee would screw up, in my opinion. It seems like the kind of game that Tennessee would slip up on, in my opinion. But do I think Tennessee could win this game? Yeah, they very well could. Do I think they will? To be honest with you, no. So, yeah. So, Tennessee, 4-1, heading into the Alabama game. Now, picture this, Fall fans. Picture this. Imagine if Tennessee is 5-0 heading into the Alabama game. Imagine it. Seriously, imagine it. Imagine Tennessee being 5-0 heading into the Alabama game. And Tennessee is coming off a red-hot win against LSU. And Tennessee's feeling good about themselves. Fall fans are feeling good. The stadium is sold out. College game day comes to Knoxville for the first time since 2016. I do think, you can call me biased, I don't care. I definitely do think that Tennessee, if there's any team, listen, Josh Pate, if you don't know who he is, Josh Pate from Late Kick. Somebody asked him if any team was to upset Alabama this year in the regular season, who do you think it would be? You know who Josh Pate said? He said Tennessee. That's who he said. He said if anybody upsets the Tide this year in the regular season, he believes it will be Tennessee. Which, I don't care. It might be my orange glasses. You can call me biased or whatever. I definitely do think that Tennessee could upset the Tide this year. I do think they could. But Hendon Hooker, he's going to have to play an amazing game. He's going to have to play near perfect. He's going to have to play mistake-free. He cannot fumble the ball. He cannot throw any interceptions. And the defense is going to have to make some stops. And the offense is going to have to take advantage of those stops and score. Do I think that Tennessee could upset Alabama this year? In my opinion, yeah. But do I think they will? To be honest with you, no. There are some people that are actually picking Tennessee to upset Alabama this year. But I don't think it'll happen. So, yeah, Tennessee 4-2. But then after that, I think Tennessee will go on a hot streak. I think Tennessee will go on a hot streak for a bit. Next week, they play, I think it's UT Martin, I think. Oh, yeah, it's UT Martin. Yeah, it's UT Martin. Tennessee will dominate that game. UT Martin is terrible. Next week, Kentucky. Over the last few years, it's actually been a pretty good game. The Kentucky-Tennessee rivalry is definitely becoming more and more serious. But it's at home this year. Last time Kentucky played us at Neyland, well, Kentucky curb stomped us. But I think Tennessee will beat Kentucky this year. I think Tennessee will get revenge for the last time that Kentucky beat us in Neyland. Then the next game is on the road at Georgia. There are actually some people who are picking Tennessee to upset Georgia this year. Which, don't get me wrong, I would love, but I honestly I think Tennessee has a better chance of beating Alabama this year than they do Georgia. That's just my opinion. In my opinion, I think Tennessee has a better chance of beating Alabama than Georgia this year. In my opinion, if Tennessee upsets either one of Bama or Georgia, I think it's going to be Bama. But don't get me wrong, I would love it if Tennessee beat Georgia. But I don't think we will. I think Georgia gets the win. So Tennessee, I think, what now? I have them at like 7-3, I think. Or 6-3, I mean. I have them at 6-3. Oh, yeah, 6-3. Next game. I believe it's on... Next game, I think it's on the road at South Carolina. I think Tennessee could lose this game, but in my opinion, people are hyping up Spencer Rattler too much. Spencer Rattler, in my opinion, ain't that good. People are hyping him up too much. I think Tennessee gets the win. And next game, at home against Mizzou, Tennessee wins. I think Tennessee curb stomps Mizzou. Especially since it's at home. Tennessee will absolutely curb stomp Mizzou. Then on the road at Vandy, a.k.a. Neyland West? Yeah, no, it's going to be a curb stomping. But yeah, my initial predictions for Tennessee, I think Tennessee will go 9-3 with losses to LSU. With losses to LSU, Bama, and Georgia. Those are my initial predictions for Tennessee this year. I had to sneeze there for a second. But I do think Tennessee will go 9-3 with losses to Bama, Georgia, and LSU. But Tennessee could very well go 10-2. And if they do, they could possibly make a New Year's Six Bowl, and I would absolutely love that. I would love it if Tennessee made the New Year's Six. 9-3, maybe that would be good enough to get us in the Citrus Bowl, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if it would be, but 10-2, if we go 10-2, the least they can give us is at least the Citrus Bowl, right? But yeah, I think this video is getting a little bit too long. Go Vols. Florida, you're going down this year. And I'm telling you, if we don't beat Florida this year, I'll shave my mustache off. How about that? I don't know. But yeah, Florida, you're not beating us this year. I'm telling you. You're going down. I promise you that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.